All right, welcome back to another episode of our puzzle quest. Today I'm going to be talking about battles from the ages. Is it worth doing at silver tier, which is where I'm at on this alternate account right now? So let's check out our rewards. So we have to get up to 70 to get, let's see, we can get 40 jewels. So the entrance fee, 100 crystals. Do you have that much? And if you have that much, is it enough to be worth paying for? So let's see what you get. So with one win, you get 5,000 runes. Runes right now are pretty valuable for us. How many crystals do we get? So we get 25 crystals back from doing this. So we're paying 75 crystals net, and we're getting a basic standard booster, which is not great, but we're also getting 50 mana jewels and one rare legacy card, which will be non-duplicate and exclusive content. And if you're not familiar with exclusive content for this event, let's go to the vault. Actually, it won't tell us in the vault. Let's go to our cards and pull up. These are exclusive cards from Crimson Vow. And if we go here and look at the cards that we have here, the ones that have the little blue ribbon with the E, those are ones that you can't get from packs or anywhere else besides specific ways. So some of these you have to buy, but the ones you can get from this event is Averbrook Caretaker, Necro Duality. Oh, are they in Crim here as well? Yeah, actually they span two different sets. Enduring Angel and oh, here it is. Moonveil Regent. Let's look at each of these cards and determine from the outset. So Averbrook Caretaker, 17 mana for 4/4 with hexproof and daybound. At the beginning of your turn, target creature you control gets +2/+2. While on the battlefield, your creatures gain hexproof. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +1/+1. So it's a decent card. It definitely can help you build up your creatures such as Halana and Alina, get that pumped up. So I would probably pair it with that. And so yeah, it's a pretty high mana cost, but with Kasmina, it's not terrible. It's not amazing, but it does have its use. Necro Duality is probably my favorite of the cards. When a non-token zombie creature enters the battlefield under your control, reinforce that creature X times. X is the support shield. So it's a blue card, so it kind of limits the amount of zombies you can put into it, or into which card or which deck that you want to put it in. But there, for somebody like Nicole Bolas, you can put black zombies and use this card in that deck. So right now I don't have a ton of great zombies, so it's not going to be great for me yet, but it's definitely the most powerful potential of the group. Enduring Angel is really interesting. While on the battlefield, your planeswalker gains hexproof, so they can't be targeted with spells and stuff. So that helps for certain objectives or certain battles. When your opponent makes their first match during their turn, if you have 24 or less life, your planeswalker gains prevent damage until end of turn, then transform that card. So that will hopefully keep you from losing a match. And while on the battlefield, your planeswalker gains hexproof. At the beginning of your turn, this creature gets +X/+X until the end of your opponent's next turn. X is equal to the half of your planeswalker's points rounded down. When this creature attacks, double your life total. What that means with double your life total, it just means how much you have out of your total life. So it doesn't double how much your maximum life is. It just doubles how much you have. So if you have 100 hit points potential total for max life, and you have 25 at the start of combat, then it will get you to 50 life. So I hope that clears up any confusion around that. It won't take a planeswalker with 120 life and give you 240 life max. So that's how that works. So yeah, I haven't really used this card that much in my main account because I just haven't gotten to a point where I lost that much life to flip this card. So I could see it being useful for certain boss battles, and it's a pretty solid card, I think, for beginner players where we're at right now. And probably my least favorite of these is Moonveil Regent. When you cast a card, you may discard all cards from your hand. If you do draw X cards, X is equal to the number of colors on that card. So you need to have a lot of multicolor cards in your deck. And when this creature dies or loses a reinforcement, deal Y to any opposing target. Y is 2 times the amount of colors among cards you control. So this card is probably the least useful for us, but it can help us put cards in the graveyard for our Renin 6 Vanguard. So that's the only reason I could see myself using it with much regularity, but I don't really like how much cards you get after you discard your hand. So I don't see it being very good for newer players. So now that we got it broken down as far as the cards go, we can go and see who we battle. And I'm going to take my strongest deck because there are no objectives. You just got to win the match. And let's see who we get. Zhalfirin Void. Okay, this is a kind of a tricky event because this battle will exile your creatures. So I'm gonna mess with my deck a little bit and probably add a few more creatures to it. Stuff with enter the battlefield effects. Do I need Circle of Confinement? Intro to Annihilation. I'm gonna take Team Pennant out. And maybe Defend the Campus. And look for when this creature enters the battlefield. I was thinking about that, but I don't think that's a great one. This creature, okay, this will work. Legendary. Kitesail Cleric. When this creature is disable the first 2 opposing creatures. Okay. Let's see what else. Gain 2 life. Draw 1 card. Gain 5 life. That's not bad. All the creatures. That's okay. First support in your library is moved to your hand. That could be useful. Venture into the dungeon. Don't really care for this one. I don't have vehicles. So Sigrid so far. One of the more useful ones. Gain 3 life. Create a Skyclave Basilica. Okay. That's not bad. Let's see what we can do. I've done really well with using a Johnny for boss battles before, so let's see how we do with this one. I've never tried to play this event in this account with with anybody really, but especially a Johnny. So let's see how it goes for us. So his ability, exile all creatures and return them to the battlefield and gain an extra swamp. The nice thing about this battle that you don't have to deal with that you normally do is there's a perma support that will ding you for exiling a card. So we don't have that to worry about this time. So when things get exiled, we don't lose life, which is nice. When tokens get exiled, remember they don't return to the battlefield, so that will kind of suck. I feel like they're going to be our main damage dealers, so I don't remember if this boss has legendary creatures, so I don't know if Sigrid will really do a lot for me, but that's okay. So at least the Conclave Naturalist is mostly getting rid of my token supports, which I'm happy to let it do. I feel like this battle might be long and slow because I don't have anything that does a ton of damage in this deck, and any momentum I gain will likely just be wiped out with his ability. So as long as I have a way to gain back life, which I seem to be in pretty good shape as far as that goes, I should be alright. It's just going to take a while. Oh, wait. I'm try and mostly use his second ability to try and speed things up. Give him double strike. But we'll see. I don't like that. Get rid of that one because it has the most annoying enter the board effect. At least if I get rid of some of the creatures, then I can not worry about when he uses his ability doing a lot of harm to me. That stupid little elephant is actually doing a decent amount of damage right now. He hasn't been able to activate his ability again lately, so hopefully I can keep piling on some good damage. Oh, that's good. Got rid of one of his annoying supports. Okay, good. Cool. That was pretty easy, and that's usually one of the more annoying battles, but there's a lot I didn't have to deal with when you don't have the perma support on the board. So, yeah. So yeah, just keep using Ajani, Invigorate Leadership. Use your best decks, and you should be okay. Okay, so for our next battle, I'm going back to my default deck, which only has one creature, but I pump up my Ajani Soldier a lot. And this one has 3 different removal spells. I could probably get rid of one. Maybe I will get rid of Intro to Annihilation, but this battle, I know he has a lot of nasty creatures, so we do want to have a decent amount of ways to get those off the board, and I think he has some kill spells as well. So I may actually want to go with something a little cheaper to cast just in case. Let's see what we could go with here. It's still decent, but not. Yeah, let's just go with Sigrid again. So Senate Guild Mage and Sigrid is our creature rollout. Save your circle of confinement for when there is a creature to exile on their side, or else you're just wasting it. I'm not too worried about his creatures yet. I can just attack them with my soldier for now. Pretty sure he's got stronger stuff than that, so I'd rather wait. See if we get prevent damage on him. Should be. I forget what his ability does. Increase all your mana bonuses by 2. So, yeah. That can get out of control if you let him. We'll see what we can do and try and win the battle before that really catches up to us. I don't think this is a battle I thought it was, so. I don't think it'll be as difficult as I originally thought. Oops. Should have saved that for another creature. Oh well. That's okay. Yeah, easy. Okay, so we just won our second battle, and we got one of the standard boosters. It's not a guaranteed non-duplicate, so we might get some stuff we don't want. Golden Dragon, that's a good one. Gives us red, gives red and white, well, red lifelink in standard right now, which is really good. Chaos Channeler, it's okay. Venture the Dungeon. Ooh, that's a good one. Seagate Stormcaller, Wizardry. This creature gets +1/+1. When this creature enters the battlefield, copy the first non-copy spell in your hand with base cost mana or less. Has full mana, gains full mana, disable that copy until end of turn, and kicker 9, then repeat this effect. That's a good one for Kazmina. I don't even have this in my main account, so that's a good one. Wow, that's pretty solid pool. Yeah. Adult Gold Dragon and Seagate Stormcaller for sure the best cards out of that pack. Pretty happy about that. And let's level up our Garruk. Hunting pack is now level 3. So cool. And let's see who we're up against next. Razaketh. I sort of remember this one. I think he's got a lot of creatures. I want to that you want to exile because they have effects when you just destroy them. So we'll use a couple of exiling creatures and exiling spells. Okay, this should be fine. See how we do. It's got a lot of hit points, which is a bit worrisome, but don't think he has a lot of removal. So I think we can build up our creatures fairly easily. So let's see. Let's give our buddies lifelink if we can. Good start. Oh yeah, No Mercy. That's a difficult card to deal with. Oh man. Save it. So unfortunately I have no support removal in this account in white. There are support removal cards, but unfortunately I've not pulled any of them yet. Don't think. So until then, I'm just going to have to keep sacrificing my soldiers until I get rid of that support. Sheesh. Good. His No Mercy is gone. Let's hope we don't see that again for a while. We have an Intro to Annihilation to get rid of that one. Dream Stealer can be a really annoying creature to face. So he does have Eternalize, so he can come back to the board a little bit stronger if he pops the activated gem that he creates. So try and keep him from doing that. I like Secret Rendezvous a lot. It's a really good card draw for cheap that white really needs, so. Okay, that's a god creature, so that gives Sigrid protection. So let's see. I'll go ahead and attack him. Charge up Intro to Annihilation. Okay, we're really rocking and rolling here. Okay, another god. Okay, good. Circle of Confinement. Intro to Annihilation. I'll just attack the creature in case I miss him with a spell. No, we won't need to. Oh well. That's still a decent amount of damage. So if I exile this Scorpion God, I'll just, attack him. Alright, we're doing well. Charge up another one. If you don't exile them and just destroy them, then they'll just return back to the opponent's hand. So that's why I prefer to exile them. That's another one. Okay, good. As long as you didn't get rid of my Ajani soldier, I'm alright with that. Cool. Pretty easy. Just took a little bit of time, and that No Mercy got in the way of us for a while, but yeah, pretty resilient deck. So if you have some sort of build for a Johnny's deck here like that, you can get through most of these battles pretty easily. So let's see what's next. Okay, this battle is Uncage the Menagerie, which can be pretty tricky because you want to keep their side of the board clear of creatures, because when they activate their ability, it reinforces them 7 times, so that can get nuts. And so what we're going to do is try and make our Ajani soldier with prevent damage, and instead of Intro to Annihilation, he has a hexproof creature, so I want to have untargeted removal, which I don't have a lot of yet. Don't have Closing Statement, which is probably the best untargeted removal for white, so we'll use Farm for now instead of Intro to Annihilation. And I'll target their creatures with the Ajani soldier when possible, and that could probably help as well. And that will be our plan. Okay, Angelic Exaltation, that's a good one to start with. Get us moving. You don't want him to cascade if you can help it, because that will make him get to his loyalty ability quicker. We don't want that. Give our soldier prevent damage. That will be good too. It's got reach, so I don't really have to target it. Give him double strike as well. Why not? Okay, we're in a good position right now. So I think as long as I can assemble my Ajani soldiers, they can keep their board clear of creatures and just whittle away at his massive HP. This is pretty good when I don't have to. This is pretty good when I don't have to target. Save farm for when a hexproof creature hits the board, but actually with assemble I don't even have to worry about that. This is what I'm talking about. So I have trample right now. That means I won't have to target. Okay, well, that was pretty easy, but I was well prepared for it. I didn't even have to see him use the loyalty ability, but that one can get out of control, so be careful with that one. Let's see what we get next. A rare card. So this one, I believe, is going to be non-duplicate. Let's make sure. Guaranteed non-duplicate. So I could get a rare card from, I think, pretty much every set, I want to say. Oh, Legacy. Every Legacy set. So, what do we get? Widespread Brutality. Amass 4, then deal X damage to each non-army creature where X is equal to your first army's power. So it's an army. Zombie army. Okay, so that's a weird one. I don't love it. Oh well. So we've done 4 battles and have yet to lose. And let's see, Breaker of Armies. Oh, okay, this is from BFZ, and so his ability is that you can put down creatures with haste and berserker. So we'll keep the deck the same as before. I want my Ajani soldier to have prevent damage and vigilance. So we'll see if we can make that happen. See, that's why farm is nice to have. I'm not too worried about that. So yeah, so far these have been really easy, but I know these battles pretty well, so as long as you know what you're in for, you can plan accordingly. So I believe that was our 5th match. Okay, here's another BFZ one. Not that much different than the one we just beat, so I'm not too worried about it. I went for blue to green on that match because it gave me more net mana than going for the white swap. Just in case you were wondering why I did that. So Secret Rendezvous plus these lands give you a really nice amount of mana if you can stack them on each other. Try and give my guys prevent damage just in case. Cool. None of my guys have lifelink. Let's fix that. Good. Circle of confinement. That's good. And great. We have lifelink now. Now let's try and give our guys double strike. That's interesting. I wonder what that card is. Nice. All I need now is just some double strike. Nice. Team pennant. Not that'll be necessary anymore. But yeah, there we go. So same strategy kind of as before. Okay. Well, I'm actually recording this part of the video way after I recorded the first one. So this is actually, I think, the 3rd time around for this event. So I'm going to do the exclusive content, show you really quickly what I got. So as you know, I'm in silver tier. So let's see what I get. Okay, I got Spirit Sisters Call. So they did add the new exclusives to this event. So that's cool. That means if I want to play, I'll get the Kami War in the next time that I play this event. So that's good to know. Really cool card, the Kami War. So let's go to our exclusives. Just got Spirit Sister's Call. At the end of your turn, if the first card in your graveyard is a support or creature card, you may destroy another support you control. If you do, return the first card from your graveyard to play under your control. Then that card gains enchanted. When this card is destroyed, exile this card. Then that card gains enchanted. When this card is destroyed, exile this card. So I think the idea with this one is to have a lot of token supports on the board. So with a Johnny, that's cool. That's going to get you stuff from your graveyard into play. Thing about mono white, there's not a lot of stuff that puts things into your graveyard as of now. I mean, there's Teferi, who slows the sunset, is probably the most reliable way of doing that. But there's a couple of things out there. This might be good for a deck with Surveil in it. I don't know if there's a lot right now that in Standard that has Surveil, but it's something to think about. So, all right, I was thinking that we were going to get Necro Duality because that was the last card left in my in the pack to get non-duplicates. So, cool. All right. Well, that's good to know. They did update the packs. I know there was a lot of talk on the forums that they had not updated with the new exclusives. So that's good to know. And that actually makes this event a little bit more worth doing. So in conclusion, in silver tier, I think it's still worth it because it's one of the most reliable ways to get mana jewels. And right now with the Vanguards, there are a couple of really good ones in rare. Tomio Field Researcher being the absolute best. It is one of the best cards in Standard right now. All cards in your hand gain full mana if his support has 7 or more shield. And, it takes some time to get this Vanguard to 7 shields, but there are some ways to make that happen quicker. So, really good card. There's a few other pretty decent Vanguards, but I would say that's the one to really shoot for. And then you make back a decent amount of crystals, even at silver tier. So, yeah, if you're not running too low on crystals, I think it's worth the shot. You get some pretty decent cards out of it. You also get that non-duplicate rare, so that also helps. And then also you get a decent amount of runes as well for leveling up. If you're still working on somebody like Nicole Bolas the Ravager, they'll help you get to level 60 a little quicker. So yeah, as long as you have, a Johnny Invigorate leadership and a really good deck to get through all of these boss battles. This is the deck I'm using now, and it had no problem going through all the boss battles. So if you guys need some inspiration for building this deck, it's also standard legal, so you could use it for training grounds and all that. So I hope this was informative and it might inspire you to get some cool cards if you have the crystals to do it. All right. See you guys in the next one. All right. I'm back. I had to come back in and record this last little piece. And because the Kami War is a super important card for you to get right now. If you have the crystals to spend on chasing it, it's really worth it, especially with the Vanguards that are becoming stronger and stronger in this game. Especially the Tomio Vanguard and the Teferi Vanguard, both the rares. And so this one will be a card that will both remove supports and creatures every turn for you. Well, at least 2 turns in a row. So that's already really powerful. But it's good in every deck because it is 5 colors. And if there's no room in hand for the creature in the second saga, it'll still destroy it. So don't worry about it not returning to your hand if the opponent's hand is full. And then this is actually a pretty decent token. It's a 6/6 with flying and trample, and when it attacks, return the first creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Then this creature gets +X/+0 till the end of turn. X is the power of the last creature in your hand. So I've noticed that this only works when you've returned a creature from your graveyard to your hand. So if you combine it with Gather the Pack, then you'll be able to trigger it. Just letting you know that. And one last thing, because I played enough times to get another pull at the Vanguard pack, I'm going to go ahead and see what I get out of it. So really what I'm after is Tomio Field Researcher, but the Wandering Emperor isn't bad. Kaito Shizuki is a good one as well. And Tezzeret Cruel Machinist is an okay one. Bevy of Beebles has its uses, I guess, but it's not great. Tezzeret Betrayer Flesh, I've got it in my main account, but I haven't tried it at all yet. It seems like an okay one. And Tomio Completed Sage, I've maybe played with once or twice, and I still haven't figured it out. So we'll see what we get here. All right, wow. First pull, and I got the best one, so that is awesome. All right, that's exactly what we need. So I hope that convinced you that you should be playing Battles for the Ages. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.